Hey guys, I'm Chris, and last year I uploaded my journey to Islam, and I got inspired to make another one. Um, I found out within the next 5 years I'm gonna have $1 million, and so I kind of want to document that journey and share that with you. Just background on me. I made a video last year, so I'll keep this quick, but grew up in California, um, mixed race, been to 13 different schools, grew up Catholic. I lost my younger brother at 18. He was 16, he was gonna be 16. Looked for my way in the world, and I found that I decided I wanted to help people. I became a coach. By becoming a coach, I met my future wife, which led me to Islam, which now led me to my second child, inshallah, being born next week. And so a lot has happened within this past year. But last night actually was the thing that really tipped me over. I hope I don't get his name wrong, but for some reason, I clicked on a Joe Rogan episode. Don't really watch him that often, but I was watching this video. I believe his name's Terrence Howard, the guy who played War Machine in the first Iron Man movie. Great actor, love the stuff, but no idea this guy was actually incredibly smart, has over 80 or 90 different patents, very interesting ideology. I don't want to get into that, go watch his video, but he kind of solved a problem that I had with physics and that whole side of science that just was working from what I found was like an improper foundation. And so that's why I believe it's kind of stalled as far as where we're advancing technologically and where I believe we could be. That's kind of ranting, but the reason it inspired me was, even though he's so close to the truth, because he doesn't have an objective view of the world, meaning he doesn't understand Islam. He doesn't understand that there's one God. Because he has the wrong premise, he'll never have the right solution. So this guy is so close to solving a problem. It's amazing. And I find that happens to so many people in so many different industries. And so what I've found is there are universal truths. Like, there's one God. I've found there's similarities and traits needed if you want to be successful, whether it be in a relationship and finding the one you want to marry, you want to be with, and keeping that person, whether it's being a coach and helping someone transform their life, whether it's having a business be successful. My family had at one point over 11 different fitness transformation centers. And because we didn't have the right traits, when bottlenecks came, the business wasn't ready. And the final death blow was during COVID. And there's a lot that went into that, but because we didn't have those universal truths back then, the business fell apart. Now, what I want to do is I want to share the lessons that I've learned along the way, whether that be from running a business to sales to, finding the love of your life. I think the fundamental thing, if you want to be good at all of those, is you need to be able to help people. And so that leads into how I'm going to get $1 million within 5 years. Now, first of all, I'll say that the only way any of that happens is through God. Now, that being said, God is not just going to throw things in your lap. He's going to give you opportunities. And so you have to take action on those opportunities. And so this past year has been crazy. Last time I left you guys a video, I had just branched off and started my own career, leaving the family business. And I started working basically for myself, selling door-to-door sales. It was a lot of driving around. It was selling windows, roofs, painting, things that were for $20,000 to $50,000. As a coach for years, I find making an impact on people's life to be the most fulfilling thing. And so for me, selling windows and roofs for, as great as the products were and how efficient they were and how much money they might save you, what I found is, the interest that people would have to pay on things like this. And I couldn't ethically sell something like that. And so it put me in a tough position because my son had just been born. And so when there's a will, there's a way. And so the next thing I found from the algorithm space was starting my own business. And so I had figured, okay, my family's run 11 businesses. I've run several of those businesses. I understand coaching, how to make a community. Give me a few tweaks. I'm got relatively high work ethic. Let me get going from this. And so I asked my wife, I said, hey, are you comfortable if we make this jump? We had a little bit of savings. And so she said, yeah, let's do it. And so I jumped into that. I gave it a month or so, and I felt like I was doing decent, but I knew that there was no way I was going to be successful unless I got a mentor. And so I looked for programs like online and whatnot, and I found a business coach who he looked very successful, and he was very successful. I learned a lot from him. There's no way I'd get anywhere. Guy's name is Rob Dial. But joined up with his business course. I paid around $7,000-8,000, not including the interest and all that stuff. Number was high, but basically I learned so much about the online high ticket industry. And so, universities, with 2020, I think a lot of people realized how, I don't want to say useless a college degree is, because that'll hurt too many people and it'll get people too defensive. But what I'll say is a college degree is not going to give you the same benefits that it did to your parents or your grandparents. And if you think that your kids are going to get the same benefit from having a college degree, there's going to be a big shock for you, because with AI, you're going to need to learn a certain amount of skills. And that's something that I realized that I need to pass on to people. And so I started my own business, doing a kind of mixture of fitness coaching and mindset, because I realized my family, back in 2013, they started a 6-week, 20-pound challenge. Through the next 10 plus years, we've changed tens of thousands of lives. I'm sure over 1 million pounds lost. And so what I realized from all of that was it wasn't the workout. It wasn't yes, it was the eating, but it was the mindset. It was, if you enjoy the process, and if you can see that the work that you're putting in is going to give you a positive reaction, you're going to do more of those actions. And so what I realized is if I can help people shift that mindset and start seeing a positive frame, they're going to be successful. All that being said, life is going to hit you in different ways that you're not going to be prepared for. And so you know, I ended up finding out that even though I just had my first son, alhamdulillah, subhanallah, very lucky, um, I had another one on the way. And so this was stressful for me and my wife because um, I had maybe only gotten one, maybe two clients by this time. Um, that's not enough to cover all my bills. And so I've got to go take up another job. And what was great is uh, my family had a transformation center in the city that I live in, but COVID kind of blew it away. However, a transformation center that was very similar to the one that I worked at. In fact, so similar, like my father and the owner of the original franchise for these transformation centers, they actually worked together back in the day. And so when I saw this business was jumping there, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'd love to help this business set up shop here, and if we can get the community going again, we can change lives. And so I guess it wasn't even really a humbling experience for me, kind of going back and working into that thing. It was exciting for me because I got to see these two gym owners, husband and wife, who they were previous clients of a transformation center, and they wanted to go set something up and start a community, be successful. It was amazing. And so for the next 6 months or so, I helped them build up their business while I did my business on the side. But at the end of the day, I knew I needed to leverage my time better. And so I started looking for more work. And so this is where I think we're in the positions we are for a reason. And so, yes, part of the reason I was at the camp, oh, there we go, just put their name out there, amazing club. But part of the reason I was at this club, I think, one was obviously to help me pay my bills and to support this community, but I was able to help one of my coworkers, friend of mine, see his way to realizing Islam is the truth. And I'll tell you that it wasn't until that moment, it was less than a week later, that I had gotten 2 job opportunities pop up for me that were going to send my life into a really good direction. One of those was a safe bet. Had a decent salary with the health benefits, basically taking care of the things that I needed. And if I was good at what I did, I'd be living relatively comfortable. The second position was working for a business that had done over $100 million. This was a business that I had been watching their CEO, his one-on-one breakdowns on YouTube. And I didn't get that job interview offer until I had actually accepted the position of the first job. But they had sent me an email saying that the CEO was going to have the interview. And so I said, yeah, I'll jump in. I'll take my shot. And that job did not pay like at all the same rate. Like it was much less, but the potential to earn money was higher. And obviously, working with this business that I looked up to was huge. And so I hopped on the interview. He liked what he saw. He hired me. I jump in the team. There's a bunch of Muslims in this team. What? Oh, alhamdulillah, subhanallah. And really cool dudes. CEO, my age. He's like a couple months younger than me even. The team, bunch of people, again, around my age, like my peers who are in this business doing amazing stuff. Again, hard work that I have to do to be in this spot. Like my work ethic is on point. I'll tell you that. What I do is work for a business consulting company, and we scale online businesses from 10,000 to 6 figures monthly. My goal is really to just find those entrepreneurs, connect them with the team if it makes sense. I can do anywhere from 300 to 400 calls a day. And I'll tell you what, I make a game out of it. The only way I think I'm successful at this and I'm incredibly efficient at this is because I have a lot of fun doing what I'm doing, which is because I have discipline, and it's because of the lessons I think I learned from submitting to God. And so the kind of wrapping it all up and bringing it all together is I want to keep this video short, but every single week I want to share at least one lesson or part of the journey that I have, and hopefully that can inspire some of you guys. I'm going to have $1 million within 5 years. How does that happen? We have a division, portfolio company that trains and places salespeople that work from home. They take sales calls. It's called high ticket closing. And now the average guy is making $10,000 to $20,000 a month doing this. These are commission-based roles. But in order to get into one of those positions, you have to work one-on-one with a mentor who's sold over $10 million in services like this. Now, these are all 10% commission-based work. And so, in order to, be successful, you need to be helping other people. And for me, money was the last thing on my list of priorities. That college speech, the NFL guy, that kicker, like a lot of people are disturbed by what he said, but like promotions and all that stuff mean nothing if you're not getting married and having a family, having kids. And so the money portion of things is really just a sign that you've helped other people. And so how I'm getting $1 million within the next 5 years, I'm going to help the business that I'm in make $10 million. And so the easiest way to help the most amount of people, to be quite honest, is figuring out who has the most money and helping those people. And so I'm in a business that's sold over $100 million. I have a great mentor. I'm learning a lot. And if I can make this business $10 million, that'd be awesome. But what I also want to do is, for anybody watching this, I'd love to help you guys make at least 6 figures. I mean, if I can help 100 people make $100,000, or even 1,000 people make $100,000, I'm doing pretty good in the world, I think. And so, if there's any questions that you guys have for me, feel free to ask them in the questions, in the comments. I'm going to be going over everything from like your mental health to relationships to sales to finances. I'm only going to speak about things that I know about and my experiences. I'll say, if you want to get ahead of the game, listen to people that are ahead of me. Go read the Quran. It's as simple as that. If anything, don't watch me. If you really want to get the fundamentals, go read the Quran, because that's the only way you're going to have an objective view on the world. I'll make a whole video on why that's true. But once you have a solid foundation, then you can go off and you'll be on your way on the straight path. So thank you if you watched all the way, and I'll see you guys on the next one.